I'll put this in the one second. So in Vrindavan, all those pastimes are discussed. Now the discussion is going on about Krishna's pastimes outside Vrindavan. One minute. One second, let me put the mobile properly. Yeah. So it is third canto, third chapter, 23rd verse. Different pastimes are discussed, even Kurukshetra, about everything has been discussed, and how Krishna spends time with his 16,108 queens. But their attachment was not based on any mundane relationship. So now, 23rd verse. दैवाधिनेषु कामे दैवाधिनेषु कामेषु दैवाधिनः स्वयं पुमान् को विश्रम् भेत्तयोगेन योगेश्वरमनुव्रतः दैव अधिनेषु. So Daiva Shakti, Daivi Yasha Gulamai Mama Maya Durati, Krishna says. So this Daivi Shakti has been described how every living entity is under the force, controlled, a supernatural force. And that is how Daiva Adhinaha, Kameshu, even the senses are controlled by supernatural force. So it is very difficult. Swayam, Uman, Kaha Vishramghena, it's very difficult to have faith in Krishna. Because the senses are controlled by supernatural force. Maya Shakti Daivi Hesha Gulamai Mama Maya Duratya Mame Vaye Prapadante Maya Itam Taranti. To cross this Maya, one has to take shelter of Krishna. That is why here it is said, Yogeshwaram Anuvrataha Yogena Yogena Yogeshwaram Anuvrataha. Only by taking shelter of Krishna, through the process of devotional service, one can have faith in this process. Or very difficult to have faith in the process. I never go to the garden and all. When my Prabhuji told, come, we'll go to the garden. We should walk. I don't go for all this stupid walking and all. Even if I go near the Ashwatha tree and then just do some parikramas and not parikrama exactly, walk, seeing Ashwatha tree alone. First time I went to the garden. I just think people are just wasting time. Somebody is sitting down under the tree. Somebody is with some boyfriend. I thought, what is this? People are just wasting time. They don't want to chant the holy name. They're just wasting time. That is how supernatural power, it controls every jiva. Only when they come in the process of devotional service, they will have faith in the process. Some at least had the care to see that I'm chanting. But chanting again is not a show off, but still somebody looked chanting. But just see, people are just wasting time for no reason. They just sit and watch at the sky. Oh, this is actually a waste of time. Even if you want to walk, chant and walk. Chant and walk, the secluded place. Actually, chanting should be done in a secluded place. Even if you want to walk also, you should walk in a secluded place, not amidst so many people. So many people are having so many different activities. So the holy name, nobody is bothered. Nobody is bothered. You just tell them, please chant. They'll say, I don't have time. Now, what are you doing? Wasting time. That is what is happening. Everyone is under the control of supernatural power. What is the supernatural power? Daivi Shakti. And Krishna has described it in Bhagavad Gita. Daivi Hesha Gulamai Mama Maya Duratya. She is my Maya. She is my Maya. Very difficult to cross. Mame prapadyante. If you are under my shelter, you have taken my shelter. Mame prapadyante. Maya etam tarantite. One can cross this material world. One can cross these material attachments. Okay? And Raksha read. Read.
सॉरी माता जी, टेबलेट नहीं मेरे पास। अरुणा माता जी को बोलना पड़ेगा। बेटी का एग्जाम है बेटी का, अभी वो उसके पास है।
Aruna read.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Text 23. दैवादीनेषु कामेषु दैवादीनः स्वयं पुमान् को विश्वम्भेत योगेन योगेश्वरमनुव्रतः. Translation. Every living entity is controlled by a supernatural force, and thus his sense enjoyment is also under the control of that supernatural force. No one therefore can put his faith in Lord Krishna's transcendental sense activities, but one who has become a devotee of the Lord by rendering devotional service. Yeah. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, no one can understand the transcendental birth and activities of the Lord by the devotional service of the Lord. The same fact is herein corroborated. No one but one who is enlightened by the devotional service of the Lord can understand the difference between the Lord's activities and those of others who are controlled by the supernatural force. The sense enjoyment of all animals, men, and demigods within the purview of the material universe is controlled by the supernatural force called the Prakriti or Daivi Maya. No one is independent in obtaining sense enjoyment, and everyone in this material world is after sense enjoyment. Persons who are themselves under the control of supernatural power cannot believe that Lord Krishna is not under any control beyond himself in the matter of sense enjoyment. Persons who are okay. They cannot understand that his senses are transcendental. His senses are transcendental. In the Brahma Samhita, the Lord's senses are described as omnipotent. That is, with any sense he can perform the activities of other senses. One who has limited senses cannot believe that the Lord can eat by his transcendental power of hearing and perform the act of sex life by simply seeing. The controlled living entity cannot even dream of such sense activities in his conditional life, but simply by the activities of Bhakti Yoga, he can understand that the Lord and his activities are always transcendental. As the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 18.55, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschashmi tatvatah. One cannot know even a fraction of the activities of the Lord if he is not a pure devotee of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Avajananti. Verse. भक्त्या माम अभिजानाति यावान् यश्चायं ततो मां ततो ज्ञात्वा ततो मां ततो ज्ञात्वा. What is the next right? It says
Tadantaram.
विशते तत्
Tadantaram.
Bhaktya maam abhijana. A devotee without bhakti you cannot know me. Simple. Puriyam kadachit vidadbhir yadu bhoja kumara kahi kopita munaya shepur bhagavan mata kovidaha. The story starts. Story always goes, na, once upon a time, Purvam, in the city of Dwarka, Kadachit, once upon a time, there was a sporting activity. Who was among whom? Yadu dynasties. Yadu, the descendants of Yadu. Bhoja, Yadu and Bhoja, both of them had a sporting activity. Kumarakaihi, the princess. Kopitaha. So, Muneha. The great sages were very angry by the sporting activities of Yadu and Bhoja. Then they cursed. Shepaha, Shapa, Shepu. Shepu means Shapa. These great sages, they cursed. But it happened because of the desire of Lord. Bhagavad Mataha Kovidaha. This was actually desired by Lord. That is why the sages could curse Yadu dynasty. It's not so easy to curse the devatas who have appeared in the Yadu dynasty. Lord wanted that is all this all leelas happen. Whenever such leelas happen, understand this will of Krishna. Especially to those who are powerful, like Yadu is very powerful. They were practically the devatas who have come in the Yadu dynasty, Bhuja dynasty. To be in Krishna Leela, that means it is actually will of Krishna. And the Parshadas who are there with Lord, the Parshadas, those who are participants in the Leela, now to curse them also, again, it is only will of Krishna. Like to abduct Sita, it's only will of Lord Rama. And again, Sita ji cannot be even touched by anyone. So again, this is Leela. Bindu, read. Bindu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 24. Puryam kadachit kridadir yadu bhoja kumaratay kopita muniye shepu Bhagavan mata kovida. Translation. Once upon a time, great sages were made angry by the sporting activities of the princely descendants of the Yadu and Bhoja dynasties. And thus, as desired by the Lord, the sages cursed them. Purport. The associates of the Lord who were playing the part of princely descendants of the Yadu and Bhoja dynasties were not ordinary living entities. It is not possible that they could offend any saintly man or sage, nor could the sages, who were all pure devotees of the Lord, be influenced to anger by any of the sporting activities of the princes born in the princely dynasties of Yadu and Bhoja, wherein the Lord himself appeared as a descendant. The cursing of the prince by the sages was another transcendental pastime of the Lord to make a show of anger. The prince were cursed in order that one may know that even the descendants of the Lord, who could never be vanquished by any act of material nature, were subjected to the reactions of anger by great devotees of the Lord. One should therefore take great care and attention not to commit an offense at the feet of a devotee of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
So very clearly it has been given. One should be very careful. One should not have any, one should not commit any offense at the feet of a devotee of Lord. So now they committed offense against the great sages. That is why they were first. Let us see. Tataha कतिपयैर् मासैः वृष्णीभोजान्तपादयः ययुप्रभासं संहृष्टा रथैर्देवविमोहिताः तथा thereafter. They got cursed, right? Now, after a few months, katipayah means few. Katipaya. So big one. Katipayah masa. Katipayah masa means after a few months. Vrishni Bhoja. Vrishni and Bhoja dynasties. They were Andakaha Adayaha. So others also were there, like the sons of Andaka was there. Yayu went. They went to Prabhas Kshetra. Today also the Prabhas Kshetra is there. They went to Prabhas. Samrishtaha, with great pleasure, they went in the chariot. They went on the chariot. Devaha Vimohitaha. In this way, they were bewildered by Krishna. So all the descendants of Vrishni, Bhoja, Andaka, even Andaka dynasties also. They were incarnations of demigods, went to Prabhas, while those who were eternal devotees of the Lord did not leave but remained in Dwarka. So eternal Parshadas, they were in Dwarka. Devi Devatas who had appeared in this Leela, they all went. In that Yadu dynasty, Bhoja dynasty, and sons of Andhaka. Okay, they all. You're all bewildered. Next. Tatra snatva devan. Tatra snatva pitrun devan. Rishins tachaiva tad ambasa. तर्प इत्वाथ विप्रेभ्यो गावो बहुगुणा ददुः. So there, the Prabhashet, they all took bath and they paid obeisances to. I mean, they offered the respects to forefathers. They then the great sages Rishin Cha Eva Tat Ambasa. How they offered the respects? By offering water, oblations with water. And then by pleasing thereupon, that in this way they satisfied them. Then they gave cows also to the Brahmanas. Today Ekadashi, one should do actually. Go seva. It's very good. Even something should be done. Viprebhya gavaha bahugunaha. Dadu gave. That means giving charity. They gave cows to the Brahmanas in royal charity. So all these things they did. They are great souls they are. They did all these things. Okay, both the verses. Gyandi Prabhu, you are sitting and hearing or traveling. Bade Prabhu, can you read? Bade Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I don't have the book now.
Why, where it is? Where is your book? Bhagavatam.
I have to get it out.
Okay, Raksha, you read both the verses.
Mataji, Raksha doesn't have tablet. I'll only have to read.
Both read. You and
I will
Bindu
not
read.
read. Text
Tablet,
25. ततः कतिपयैर्मासैर्वृष्णिभोजाण्डकादयः ययुप्रभासं संहृष्ट रतैर्देव विमोहिताः. Translation. A few months passed, and then, bewildered by Krishna, all the descendants of Vrishni, Bhoja, and Andhaka, who were incarnations of demigods, went to Prabhasa, while those who were eternal devotees of Lord did not leave but remained in Dwaraka. Text 26. Tatra snatva pitrudevan rishishchaiva tadambasa तर्पयित्वाथ विप्रेभ्यो गावो बहुगुणा ददुः. Translation. After arriving there, all of them took bath, and with the water of this place of pilgrimage, they offered their respects to the forefathers, demigods, and great sages, and thus satisfied them. They gave cows to the Brahmanas in royal charity. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Amongst the devotees of the Lord, there are several divisions, mainly Nitya Siddhas and Sadhana Siddhas. The Nitya Siddha devotees never fall down to the region of the material atmosphere, even though they sometimes come onto the material plane to execute the mission of the Lord. The Sadhana Siddhas devotees are chosen from the conditioned souls out of the sadhana devotees. They are mixed and pure devotees. The mixed devotees are sometimes enthusiastic about fruitive activities and are habituated to philosophical speculation. The pure devotees are free from all these mixtures and are completely absorbed in the service of the Lord, regardless of how and where they are situated. Pure devotees of the Lord are not enthusiastic to put aside their service to the Lord in order to go visit holy places of pilgrimage. A great devotee of the Lord in modern times, Sri Narottama Dasa Thakura, has sung like this: to visit holy places of pilgrimage is another bewilderment of the mind, because devotional service to the Lord at any place is the last word in spiritual perfection. For pure devotees of the Lord, who are completely satisfied with the transcendental loving service of the Lord, there is hardly any necessity to visit the various places of pilgrimage. But those who are not so advanced have the prescribed duties of visiting pilgrimage sites and regularly performing the rituals. The part of the princely order of the Yadu dynasty who went to Prabhasa, performed all duties to be done in the place of pilgrimage, and offered their pious actions to their forefathers and others. As a rule, every human being is indebted to God, the demigods, great sages, other living entities, people in general, forefathers, etc., for various contributions received from them. Thus, everyone is obliged to repay the debt of gratitude. The Yadus who went to the Prabhasa pilgrimage site performed their duties by distributing land, gold, and well nourished cows in royal charity, as described in the following verse. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Next. Now 20. हिरण्यं रजतः हैयां वासांस्यजिन कम्बलान् यानं रथानि भान् कन्या धरां वृत्तिकरीमपि. So Brahmanas were given cows in charity. Not only that, they gave rajatam, gold coins also. Then shayya, gold and gold coins. Hiranyam, rajatam. Gold also they gave, gold coins also they gave. Bedding they gave. It's a pratha to give beddings. Vasamsi, they gave clothing also to the Brahmanas. Animal skin for sitting. Kambalam, kambal, blankets they gave. Then they gave horses also. Then they gave rathan, chariots also they gave. They gave chariots, they gave horses. Then they gave girls also. Then they gave sufficient land for all this for livelihood. They gave all these things. So Brahmanas are actually protected by Kshatriyas. Okay. Brahminical culture is again protected by Kshatriyas. Vaishyas, they give charity. Okay. Read. Bindu read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 27. Hiranyam rajatam shayyam vasamshyajina kambalan yanam rathan iban kanya dharam vritti karimapi. Translation. The Brahmanas were not only given well-fed cows in charity, but also gold, gold coins, bedding, clothing, animal skin, seeds, blankets, horses, elephants, girls, and sufficient land for maintenance. Purport. All these charities were meant for the Brahmanas whose lives were devoted entirely to the welfare of society, both spiritually and materially. The Brahmanas were not giving their services as paid servants, but the society provided them with all necessities. It was arranged for some of the Brahmanas who were in difficulty for marriage to be given girls. The Brahmanas therefore had no economic problems. The Kshatriya kings and rich mercantile men would provide them with all that they needed, and in exchange, the Brahmanas were completely devoted to the elevation of society. That was the way of social cooperation between the different castes. When the Brahmana class or caste gradually became easygoing, being fed by the society, although they had no Brahminical qualifications, they degraded themselves into Brahma Bandhus or disqualified Brahmanas, and thus other members of the society also gradually fell down from the social standard of progressive life. As described in Bhagavad Gita, the caste system is the creation of the Lord. and is arranged according to the quality of work rendered to society and not in terms of birthright as falsely claimed in the present degraded society. Hare Krishna.
So caste system is given by Lord of Varnashram, Chaturvarnyam Maya system, Gunakarma Vibhagasham. Tasakartaram Apima, Nityakartaram Apyayam. So Chaturvarnyam Maya system, Gunakarma Vibhagasham. Krishna has made this caste system according to Guna and according to Gunas. Simple. All this made by Lord. And not in the terms of birthright. One cannot say, oh, I am Brahmin by birth. You prove it also. If you're Brahmin by birth, you should prove by actions also. Guna karma. See, both things have been given. Guna karma vibhagasha. It is not janma karma. It is guna karma vibhagasha. According to the nature, Lord gives the birth. One has to take full advantage of the high birth a person has got. So Brahmin is supposed to chant the holy name, read the scriptures, guide society. That is the work of a Brahmin. Annam choru rasam tebhyo rasam dattva bhagavadarpanam govi prartha savashura pranemurbhuvi मूर्धभिः annam. Then they gave wonderful, delicious food stuff. I thought rasam means today Ekadashi rasam. Horu rasam means very, very delicious food stuff. You know how to make Ekadashi, Dwadashi rasam? You should know to make Dwadashi rasam also. Rasam is generally in Dwadashi, one should not use tamarind. So at that time, the rasam is made with coconut and limbu and kalimeri. That is the only thing. Little bit urad dal. Bas. Dwadashi rasam is very, very tasty rasam. But today we cannot discuss that. But I can tell you the small recipe.
Mataji,
Just-
tomato डाल सकते
We don't use on Dwadashi neither tomatoes. Tomatoes are not the food of temple. No tomatoes. It is limbu which is used. And little bit udad dal and coconut and pepper. That is all small. Just roast it. Grind it with small red chili, little bit red chili, 1 or 2. Grind it, put it in the water, boil it, put limbu, put ghee ka tadka. This is Dwadashi
No
rasam.
roasting, Mataji. Roasting, nahi?
Roast, na?
Roast and
How you make elseri like that? Same, little bit. It tastes like that. It's very good rasam. And avla chutney, that all things are made so that the pitta which increases. If you put tomatoes, your pitta increases more. That is why tomatoes are not used. Already your pitta is increased because you fast or maybe you eat some fasting food also. A lot of fruits also increases the pitta in the body. Generally we think we eat while eating fruits. Even a lot of fruits are also not good for the health. Small quantity everything. Somebody fasts, somebody don't drink water, somebody eats all those sabudana and all those things. Again, the acidity level is high. So on the Dwadashi day, one has to take kadhi. We make kadhi. Kadhi is very important. Dahi ka kadhi. As much as the food is lighter. So now Brahmanas are given highly delicious guru rasam. Abhyaha means onto the Brahmanas. Daitva Bhagavadarpanam. What they gave? Bhagavadarpanam. Whatever they offered to the Lord, that they gave. Go Vipra Arthaha. Vipra Arthaha. So in this way, they paid obeisances. For the purpose of living, whatever is required, they gave. They're all wonderful, well in Kshatriyas. In this way, they protected cow and the Brahmanas. O Brahmana Hitaya cha Jagat Vitaya Krishna Govindaya Namaha. To please Lord, one has to please the cows, one has to please the Brahmanas. And in this way, Pranayamuhu Bhuvi, they offered respect. Obeisances by touching the ground with their murdhabihi. It's not just come like this and do. One has to touch the forehead on the ground. Nowadays, what they do? They don't even bend down also like this. They do like this. Somebody did like this. What is the transactions? Somebody came to me suddenly like this. And to Lord, you cannot do. You have to touch your head on the ground. Panchanga pranam for the Mataji's Sashtanga pranam. Dandavat pranam, you say Sashtanga pranam. Sashtanga means you have the 8 parts of the body going down before God. Okay. So,
Just now, Mataji.
yes, Prabhuji, you will read.
Yeah, just now I reached. I can read. Yes,
Very
Mataji.
good. Read the last verse.
Yeah.
Open your this also, no video also. Good to see you.
Thank you, Mataji. Text 3.28. Annam choru rasam ebhyo datva bhagavad arpanam
has brought Gyandeep Prabhu to the class.
go vipra swa surab pramyor bhuvi labhya. Translation. Thereafter they offered the Brahmanas highly delicious food stuff, first offered to the personality of Godhead and offered their respectful obeisance by touching their heads to the ground. They lived perfectly by protecting the cows and the Brahmanas. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The behavior exhibited by the descendants of Yadu in the pilgrimage site of Pravasa was highly cultured and exactly to the point of human perfection. The perfection of human life is attained by following 3 principles of civilization: protecting the cows, maintaining the Brahminical culture, and above all, becoming a pure devotee of the Lord. Without becoming a devotee of the Lord, one cannot perfect one's human life. The perfection of human life is to be elevated to the spiritual world, where there is no birth, no death, no disease, and no old age. That is the highest perfectional aim of human life. Without this aim, any amount of material advancement in so-called comforts can only bring the defeat of the human form of life. Brahmanas and Vaishnavas do not accept any food stuff which is not first offered to the personality of Godhead. Food stuff offered to the Lord is accepted by the devotees as the mercy of the Lord. After all, the Lord supplies all kind of food stuff, both to the human being and to the other animals. A human being must be conscious of the fact that all foodstuffs, namely grains, vegetables, milk, water, etc., the prime necessities of life, are supplied for mankind by the Lord. And such foodstuffs cannot be manufactured by any scientist or materialist in laboratory or factory established by human efforts. The intelligent class of men are called Brahmanas, and those who have realized the absolute truth in its supreme personal features are called Vaishnavas. But both of them accept foodstuffs which are the remnants of sacrifice. Sacrifice is ultimately meant to satisfy the Yagna Purusha, Vishnu. In Bhagavad Gita 3.13, it is said that one who accepts foodstuff as the remnants of the sacrifice is freed from all sinful reactions. And one who cooks foodstuff for maintenance of his body takes in all kinds of sins, which led only to suffering. The foodstuffs prepared by the Yadus at the Pravasa pilgrimage site to offer to the bona fide Brahmanas, they were all offered to the personality of God Vishnu. The Yadus offered their sincere obeisance by touching their heads to the ground. The Yadus or any enlightened family in Vedic culture are trained for attainment of human perfection by total cooperation of service between the different divisions of social orders. The word Uru Rasam is also significant here. Hundreds of delicacies can be prepared simply by the combination of grains, vegetables, and milk. All such preparations are in the mode of goodness and therefore may be offered to the personality of Godhead. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.26, the Lord accepts only foodstuffs which are within the range of fruits, flowers, leaves, and liquids, provided they are offered in complete devotional service. Devotional service is the only criteria for a bona fide offering to the Lord. The Lord assures that He positively eats such foodstuff offered by the devotees. So, judging from all sides, the Yadus were perfectly trained, civilized persons, and they are being caused by Brahmanas sages was only by the desire of the Lord. The whole incident was warning to all concerned that no one should believe lightly with Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purport of the third canto, third chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Lord's Pastime out of Vrindavan. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. The Lord accepts the foodstuffs which are within the range of fruits, flowers, leaves, liquids provided offered complete service. Patram Pushpam Phalam Toim Nirmi Bhakta Prayach.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, this Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, fruits, flowers, leaves, and liquids. Mataji, grains and pulses, it is included in this? How
That
is
is why
it?
it's Karoti Dashnashim. Whatever you
Okay.
so see, flowers, fruits is not the grain fruit of that plant.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
Understand? Okay, there is a subtle meaning also for this. Fruit, whatever you are earning, that is the fruit of your karma of it. That is actually flower. Your delicate faith, make it strong, right? Offering to flower. Then leaves, they are the substrat. That is what you call substrat. Yes.
Base.
Base. That is your base. So offer your existence, the base, to the service of Lord. Liquid, offer your tears to Lord. Everything should be offered in Krishna's. Why animal skin? Yes, that is pure, no? Animal skin is pure for sitting and doing japa. So even they are also sanctified. You're not eating the animal. It's not that you pull the animal skin. No. When the animal goes, tiger skin especially, it all is kept so that you're using everything Krishna's like bar, animal skin. Anyhow, it is all pratha. The sages sit on the animal skin. It's soft. It is again kushagrans is put. On the animal skin directly they don't sit. Kushagrans. It's like leather, soft. Then kushagrass is put. So Rama and Prabhu Ram offered the flesh of the fat of uh, deer to Jatayu as an oblation. Pindadan. He made with his hands. So, can do that. Lord can take any role. Lord knows what to offer to Jatayu. To Jatayu, we cannot give the paisam and all. Then Jatayu to please him. Next is Vidura approaches Maitreya. Till now, whose vacha was going on? Who is speaking all these things? Who spoke all? Uddhava who is speaking.
Uddhava.
Uddhava is speaking. Uddhava spoke about, because Vidura asked the question to Uddhava. What all happened? So Vrindavan Leela, out of Vrindavan Leela, everything. Previous chapter was Vrindavan Leela. It was out of Vrindavan Leela. So Vidura wants to know. Now Vidura is going to Maitreya. After approaching Uddhava, he goes to Maitreya. So Vidura Maitreya Samvad will start. Okay. वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वैष्णवी देवी जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय
Mataji, most dreaded exam. Bindu Mata.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, most dreaded exam.
Why? What dreaded? You all are very
माताजी
qualified.
100 मार्क्स का एग्जाम?
हाँ माताजी, अभी अतुल कृष्ण प्रभु जी ने बोला है कि 100 मार्क्स का पेपर रखना है।
Okay, no problem, Mataji. जरा time देंगे ना थोड़ा for
हाँ
preparation,
हाँ,
Mataji.
यस माताजी।
You'll give some time ना? Okay,
तो
Mataji.
माताजी
ठीक है,
इन दैट ऑब्जेक्टिव्स आर मतलब ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चन भी रहेंगे है ना माताजी, क्योंकि इतना
नहीं
100 मार्क्स।
ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं माताजी, अभी तो लॉन्ग लॉन्ग आंसर्स ही लिखना ज्यादा है ना क्वेश्चंस में।
हाँ
3
Yes,
मार्क्स
yes.
का
हाँ
ही
हाँ
पहले तो 1 मार्क का 2 मार्क का आता था ना पहले तो
हाँ
बुक में।
हाँ।
अभी तो
तो
3 और
माताजी
5
तीन
का।
तीन चैप्टर का ही लेंगे ना एग्जाम?
हाँ अभी ये 3 हुआ ना, उसका ही होगा एग्जाम।
हाँ हाँ, तो लर्न करने में थोड़ा इजी रहेगा ना।
हाँ वो बेटर है।
या माताजी,
ओके माताजी।
थैंक यू माताजी। हरे
Okay,
कृष्णा,
Mataji.
दंडवत
Hare
प्रणाम।
Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
दंडवत प्रणाम अरुणा माताजी।
Hare Krishna. Dandot Pranam all devotees. Hare Krishna.